Hello everyone and welcome back to Financially Fluent. My name is Jacqueline Mutuma and today I want us to look at how you can actually reinvest or compound your Treasury Bills interest so that you can be able to earn a higher amount during the next bidding or the next time that you are investing in a Treasury Bill. So let us do a quick recap of what a Treasury Bill is. As you remember, as we said in the last video, a Treasury Bill is a government security and they're divided into three. We have a 91-day, we have a 182-day, that is half an year, and we have a 364-day T-bill, that's a whole 1 year T-bill, okay? And so the interest, or how you can compound your Treasury bill interest, is different from how a money market fund or any other investment that uses compound formula to compound your interest works. So for a money market fund, how it works, your money is compounded on a monthly basis, okay? So if, for example, you invested 1,000 bob in January, so in February, your money, if the money market fund is compounding your money in a monthly basis, in February, your money won't be compounded to 1,000 bob, depending on the interest rate of the money market fund. If your money has grown by 10 shilling or by 12 shilling or by 20 shillings, then in February, your money will be compounded to 1,000, and let's say if it has grown by 10 shillings, it will be compounded to 1,010 shillings. So that is how a money market fund works. But for a Treasury bill, first of all, the minimum amount that you can invest with a Treasury bill is 100,000. And the maximum amount depends on how much money the government wants to raise from that particular Treasury bill. So if it wants to raise 5 million, then the maximum amount for that Treasury bill will be 5 million, but the minimum amount, you cannot go below 100,000. And how a Treasury bill works, if, for example, it's giving you a return of 10% and you have bid for 100,000, you purchase the bill at 100,000, but when it matures, so it depends if it is maturing after 3 months, after 6 months, after 1 year. Let us work with 1 year, okay? So let's say your Treasury bill is maturing after 1 year at an interest rate of 10%, and you purchased the Treasury bill for 100,000. That means when your bill matures, you will get back 100,000 times 10% of 100,000, which is 10,000. You'll get back 110,000. So if you want to reinvest, if you want to bid and purchase another Treasury bill after you've already, your previous bill has matured, you want to reinvest. So what you have to do, remember I said a Treasury bill, you invest a minimum of 100,000, but after that you have to, if you want to invest now more than 100,000, you cannot invest like 110 or 120,000. They have to be in multiples of 50,000. So you can only invest like 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, 250,000. I hope you're understanding what I mean. So if you invested 100,000, your money has matured and you've gotten back 110,000. So what you'll have to do, if you want to reinvest your money but not 100,000, you want to reinvest a higher amount, you'll have to source for 40,000 from somewhere and then add up to your 110,000, you get 150,000. And then now you reinvest, now you purchase another Treasury bill. That is how a Treasury bill works, okay? You cannot say that now that you've gotten 10,000 on top of your 100,000, you now have 110,000, you can purchase a bill for 110,000. They have to be in multiples of 50,000. So the minimum is 100,000. Afterwards, you invest either 100K, 150,000, 200,000, that way. So that is how you can basically just reinvest your treasury bill. To the person who had a question on this, I hope I have answered your question. And yeah, so if you want to do this, what you can consider doing is obviously reinvesting the treasury bill manually. That is after you've already gotten your interest on your treasury bill, and then you manually you bid for another treasury bill, you purchase another treasury bill, and as I have said, if you got 110,000, you source for 40,000 from somewhere, add it, and then now purchase a 150,000 T-bill, which will be compounded to, which will earn an interest of 10%. Whatever you will get afterwards, you'll realize that in the next, maybe the first time you got 100K, right? And then you've gotten now 110 if the interest is to 10%, and then you've invested 150,000. So the next round you'll get let's see, that should be 1.1 by 150K. So in the next round, you'll get 165,000. That is if the bill maintains the 10% interest. In the second round, you'll get 165,000. If you want to reinvest that to a higher amount, then you'll have to source for 35,000 from outside so that you can have 200,000, and you are able to now purchase a bill for 200K. So that is how you can basically just keep on growing your treasury bill. If you want to invest more and more, that is the simplest way you can be able to, when you get your interest, you don't use it, you add up to that interest and the principal that you've gotten to, if it was 100,000 to 150,000, and then purchase a bill for 150K, the 150K will obviously yield more, and then yeah, that is how you progress on with reinvesting and compounding your treasury bill interest. I don't think there is much to say in this point, but someone had that question. Someone asked how if you can be able to compound, if you can be able to reinvest your treasury bill interest. And yes, you can be able to reinvest, but going through the method that I have just explained to you. And as I said, if you want to do this, you can do this manually. After you've gotten back your interest and your principal, you add up to that if you want to reinvest a higher amount, and then purchase another bill. That way it will get to a point where you won't have to borrow anymore, because now the money that you're getting, your principal plus your interest, will be sufficient maybe to invest the amount of money that you want to be investing in your treasury bills. Okay. And another way you can be able to do is maybe speak to your financial institution and then have them automate that for you, such that anytime you have your treasury bill matures, instead of you taking out the money, they just reinvest it, but then you'll get notified of how much you have to increase if you want to purchase a higher T-bill, if you want to bid for a higher T-bill. Okay. And then something else you also have to note is that market rates may vary. So the first T-bill may go for 10%, the other one may go for like 9.5%, the third one may go for 11.5%. So it depends, depending with how the central bank has set the market rate for the treasury bill. It will depend if your T-bill will grow at a higher rate or at a slower rate or medium rate. Okay, so that is basically it from today's video, guys. I don't think I've left anything out. I hope I have answered the person who had this question. Remember, if you have any question, just leave it in the comment section. I'll take a look at it and then I will get back to you. Do not forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to the channel. Also share, comment, and like. Let us make sure that financial literacy is something that gets to as many people as possible outside there. Let us all be financially literate, okay? So until next time, have a good one. Bye.